Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're back with another Red Dwarf. Last one was backwards, and it was a pretty good episode. I specifically enjoyed the CGI that came with it. Now, I'm not sure if that CGI is just one-off to that episode. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. But certainly that was a highlight of the episode. It was quite a funny episode as well. I enjoyed the barroom brawl quite a lot. Um, but yeah, this one's called Marooned, and I assume that we're going to be maybe marooned on a planet or something like that, or stuck orbiting a planet, something like that. Really like the star bug as well. I hope we get to see more of that. And yeah, I don't think there's much more. Remember, the full uncut, unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below. Over on Patreon, you can also get the first episode of Red Dwarf, available for free. So also my social media accounts are listed in the description below. And without further ado, let's just get straight on into this episode.
Abandoned ship, abandoned ship, black hole approaching. This is not a drill, this is a drill. Abandoned ship. Oh god, now the sirens bust. Awooga, abandoned ship.
But a black hole is a huge impacted star.
Admit
it's
I
millions
like her.
of miles wide. It's massive. Why didn't you see anything on the radar screen?
Well, the thing about a black hole, its main distinguishing feature is it's black. And the thing about space, the colour of space, your basic space colour, is it's
I
black.
mean, if there's no accretion
So you're
disk
supposed
with a
to see
black
it.
hole,
Five
seeing
of them.
it.
How can you be ambushed by 5 black holes?
It's always the way, innit? We've been in deep space for 3 million years and there hasn't been one. Then all of a sudden, 5 of them turn up at once.
Unlikely, but I assume possible.
Careful.
A blue midget is loaded.
Aren't you guys ready yet? Don't hang around for us, we'll catch you up.
Are you sure you're
Yeah, I
gonna-
was never a
Just
fan
a
of
pair
the
of
blue
essentials,
midget.
food,
I
and
guess
medical
they're still
supplies.
using
Yeah, I'm just taking the bare essentials too. 36 changes of clothing and 10 full-length dress mirrors. We're gonna be away for 12 hours. You think I need more mirrors?
God.
Let's go, go, go!
Right, I want a safe, sensible drive, no stunts.
No worries.
Okay, this is the plan. I'll navigate Red Dwarf through the minefield of black holes. If all goes well, we'll rendezvous on the desert moon Sigma 14D.
But what happens if all doesn't go well?
Well, Red Dwarf and everything in it will be compacted down to the size of a small garden pea.
Bye-bye, bird's eye.
When you were those 4 biggest mates. And then do your roadrunner act, and you leave me to face the music.
Well, I could have got hurt.
You'd have made a brilliant general, wouldn't you?
Listen, the generals don't smash chairs over people's heads. They don't get Newcastle brown bottles, stick them in your face and say, "Stitch that, Jimmy."
Yeah, but you have to make your way up to
Generals are in the
general.
nice white tent on the hill, sipping Sancerre, directing the battle. They're men of honor.
I don't believe it. You make war sound romantic.
I'll tell you something. Something I've never told anyone.
But if it was in a real
When I was
war,
15, I went on a school trip to Macedonia, to the site of Alexander the Great's palace. And for the first time in my whole life, I felt I was home. This palace was where I belonged. Years later, I got friendly with the hypnotherapist, Donald. And I told him all about the Alexander the Great things. And he said he could regress me back through my past lives. I was dubious. But I let him...
Distance. You're looking for something with a bit more, I don't know, glamour. But now is what counts for him. Living for today. I mean, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes? That's what makes life so
hit by
exciting.
him. Jeez. Lucky they didn't put a hole right through the ship. quite a cold planet. I wonder what type of star it's with.
Water biscuits, a brown lemon, 2 bottles of vinegar, and a tube of Bonjela gum ointment.
Gum ointment.
I
Well,
found it in the
Rimmer
first
doesn't
aid
have
box.
to
It's that
eat,
minty
does
flavour.
he?
It's quite nice.
It's quite nice if you smear it on your mouth, also, Rimmer. You can't sit down and eat it.
You may have to.
And that's it, there's nothing else.
Just a pot noodle. Oh, and I found a tin of dog food in the tool cupboard.
Well, it's obvious what gets eaten last then, isn't it? Can't stand pot noodles.
I love pot noodles. I think they're
We're
excellent.
gonna die, aren't we? Correction, I'm gonna die. I mean, you're a hologram, you're ready, that you don't need food.
Did you find any wood?
There's no wood out there.
How
It's
is he
vegetation,
powered
smell,
then?
all just a-
Surely his
just a waste
power
man.
source would run
You've got
out
to keep
eventually.
this fire going. It's
Herman Walk. The complete works of Francis Bacon. Eric Van Lustbader.
Eric Van Lustbader. What's he got to do with food?
Van. Meat van. Bread van.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Look, you're getting
Damn.
obsessed.
It's just these books. It's like someone put them here to taunt me. Look at this one. The
bet it
Caretaker
was
by
Rimmer.
Harold Pinter.
It's Pinter. Look, stop thinking about food.
Take my mind off it then. Talk to me about something.
Like what?
Anything.
Come
on.
Anything apart from food?
Don't talk about food.
I just can't think of another topic.
Don't mention topics, the food. Tell me a story, man. Any story.
I don't know any stories.
Anything. Tell me.
Highly sexed, to be honest with you. I think it was all that school cabbage I was forced to eat as a boy.
I'm not sure that's it.
The first time was with this girl I met at cadet school called Sandra. We did it in the back of my brother's car.
What was it like?
Brilliant. Incredible. Bentley V8 convertible. Walnut burr paneling. Marvellous machine, marvellous. So, come on, how do you lose yours?
Michelle Fisher. The 9th hole of Bootle Municipal Golf Course. Par 4, dogleg to the right, in the bunker behind the green.
You lost your virginity on a golf course? How'd you have the nerve? To play golf. I hate people who abuse the facilities. Hope you rake the sand back nicely before you... That would be a hell of a lie to get into, wouldn't it? Competition the next day, your ball lands in Lister's buttock crevice. You need more than a niblick to get
This
that one
is
out.
a great comedic
So I got
show.
a big bump.
Big. It's like 2 badly parked Volkswagens. The only thing I ever lost when I was 12 were my shoes with the compass in the heel and the animal tracks on the soles. Porky Roebuck threw them in the septic tank behind the sports ground. English literature. Probably the only copy left in the entire universe, and you're quite happy to chuck it on the fire to keep your mitts warm for 15 minutes.
There's nothing left to be.
Thinking about it, it probably is
That's
the
it,
only
then, isn't
copy
it?
left in the
Tootle, Pip,
universe.
King Lear, farewell Macbeth, bye-bye Hamlet.
Have you ever actually read any of it?
I've seen West Side Story, that's based on it.
Have you ever actually read any of it?
Not all the
Rimmer
way.
doesn't seem like the sort of person that
But I can quote
reads.
some, though.
Well, go on then.
Oh, gross. Oh god, I found one
And you can
sick.
take that look off your face like I'm doing something disgusting. I'm just trying to stay alive.
You're going to eat the dog food.
Yeah. I haven't eaten for 6 days. I'm going to eat the dog food.
I'm sure the dog food will be lovely.
Delicious.
God, I found one was sick. Oh,
Well, now I can see why dogs lick their testicles.
God, I think I would throw up.
It's to take away the taste of the food.
The stove's getting low. Better throw another book on.
It's the last one.
What? You've burnt all of them?
When we get through to Act 5 of Henry VIII, I'm a dead man.
There must be something else to burn. No, not the trunk. It's Javanese camphor wood. It's priceless.
There's nothing else to burn. When it gets on top of me, it's my only means of escape. I mean, I know I'm not exactly a wizard on it. I know it's only got 5. She's out of my life. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. My stepdad taught me this one. It's the first song I ever learned to play.
Just gonna...
I don't know whether to live or die.
Just get the hell out of there.
Of my eye.
I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say.
You've made a supreme sacrifice, you know that? A
Not that big
supreme
a supreme.
sacrifice.
Had to be done.
I've
Actually, it
been
was
judging the
very
book by its cover, haven't
greedy.
I? All these years, that self-sacrifice.
Oh, that is...
Those are the things that make up real wealth, and from where I'm standing, I'm a pretty rich
Lister
man.
should feel guilty the rest of his life
Oh,
for
God.
this.
Burn the soldiers.
They're not the soldiers as well.
You burnt your guitar, I want to make a sacrifice too. Burn the Armée du Nord, cast them to the...
Of course. That would obviously be something Rimmel would do. It is quite ironic that he likes war, considering the amount of cow he is.
Au revoir, mes amis. À bientôt.
There's something I've got to tell you. Something awful.
If it's about how you finished off the dog food days, I understand.
Oh, God. Jeez. Just get the hell out of here.
Crichton! We made it! We made it! Shoes for 2 days. So Holly managed to navigate her way through 5
Okay,
black
so
holes?
cats...
As it
not so
transpired, there weren't
selfish.
any black holes.
But you saw them on the monitor.
They weren't black holes.
What were they?
Grit.
Of course they were.
5 specks of grit on the scanner scope.
Cheers.
You see, the thing
I
about
really
grit
like
is it's
Red
black.
Dwarf. It
And
is
the thing
great.
about the scanner scope,
Oh, shut up.
Let's go.
Something happened here, Crichton. Something that made him and me closer. I saw a side of Dave Lister that I never ever knew existed. He's not an irresponsible, selfish drifter always out for number one. He's a man of honor. Going to do to Lister what Alexander the Great once did to me.
Oh, that was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give a high 7, maybe a low 8. It really, I think, Craig Charles and Chris Barry, they just were outstanding in this episode. The conversations they had, the humor between the two of them, it was brilliant. Really liked seeing Starbug again. Wasn't a fan of the Blue Midget. I've never have been. But yeah, obviously there was no CGI in this one. I'm assuming it was just the previous episode that had the CGI in it. They also asked what Mayday was, and I didn't know. So, the Mayday procedure word was conceived as a distress call in the early 1920s by Frederick Stanley Mockford, officer in charge of radio at Croydon Airport, London. He had been asked to think of a word that would indicate distress and would be easily be understood by all pilots and ground staff in an emergency. So I didn't know that. I was quite curious to find that out myself. But yeah, really solid episode. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I mean, I think what Lister did to Rimmer, considering the guitar and that case of Rimmer's, they both meant the same thing, you know, and the fact that he didn't sacrifice what he had, Lister, first, that was just, you know, really mean. Oh, the dog food, oh God, I was gonna be sick. Actually felt like getting a bucket and throwing up. It was absolutely disgusting, but funny as hell. So let's just break this down. We start off with Holly saying that there are 5 black holes and that she needs to navigate through, and if she doesn't, well, Red Dwarf would be collapsed into the black hole. Lister is going through Rimmer's stuff, and he finds basically £25,000. We find out that Rimmer actually took a loan from Lister of like £15 for his birthday and only gave him a £5 present and never even paid him back. Basically, we have them leaving Red Dwarf then and the Starbug and the Blue Midget. We find out that Rimmer has these sort of mementos to Alexander the Great. No surprise there, because he is very much, you know, a fan of that sort of war and all of that. Although in no way is war glamorous. Red Dwarf is hit by a meteorite. They crash onto a ice world. Then they have to very much, Lister has to manage his food intake and how much he can use. Then they have this whole conversation about Mayday and why it's called Mayday and all of that sort of thing. Obviously created in the 1920s, as I just said. Here they start burning Lister's books, you know, Shakespeare and a number of other books. Then we basically have Lister, you know, trying to manage during all this cold, and he ends up having to eat dog food, and that is just disgusting. God, I mean, oh, just looking there, even thinking of, God, I could be sick. That would have to be, without doubt, the most disgusting thing they've had in Red Dwarf. They discuss about what they can burn. Rimmer says, you know, burn Lister's guitar. Lister's all about, you know, that guitar is everything to me. It's a link to my past. It keeps me comfortable during those lonely times. Basically, Lister then cuts a guitar shape out of Rimmer's box that apparently is just as valuable to Rimmer as the guitar is to Lister, and you know, we find out it's all about, you know, his his father giving it to him as his only sort of gift other than disappointment. Then they burn the soldiers. The guys find him, and basically what happens is we realize that the black holes were just grit, and then we find that Lister, you know, Rimmer finds that Lister actually cut the guitar out, the false guitar out of the box, and basically wants to kill Lister. And we end there. Okay, so that was my breakdown of Red Dwarf Season 3, Episode 2. Really enjoyed it. I think Craig Charles, Chris Barry absolutely excelled in this episode together. Yeah, so high 7, low 8. I'm gonna stick with that. Really looking forward to continuing getting into this season and further seasons. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.